normally don't like to drag sellers on here personally, but this is a seller that I think is abusing TCGPlayer in a very scummy way, and we're going to talk about it today. So I want you guys to meet a seller known as Kai Cards. This is a seller on TCGPlayer that specializes in Japanese cards. But just looking at this first page, I want you to notice that they have an English listing of Aerodactyl and a Japanese listing of Aerodactyl. English and Japanese listings of Doug Trios. But if you go to the next page, I want you to pay attention that there are some other cards like the Bulbasaur and the Bruxish that are listed for both. And if you kind of take notice, these cards are also listed well above market. And then you'll see some cards in here that seem like they're a little bit below market, like the Bulbasaur, and you're like, wow, that's actually a pretty good price. And we'll get to cards like that in just a moment. But if you look, there's Charizards, and you probably look and be like, wow, this Charizard's really below market. This Charizard's way above market. Like, this is a good price, huh? Same with the Charmanders, right? $18 for a Charmander art rare and a 52 market. That seems really good, right? But then you see the Charmander in the Japanese, which is the same price, by the way. Twice the amount for market, right? So that's I'm going to talk about this guy. I'm going to talk about what this person or this company or whoever is doing to manipulate people into paying way above for Japanese products. Because most of their listings are not English. They are Japanese. Such as this Squirtle. This Squirtle, they have listed under the English, the Stellar Crown version, at $57.95 for a Japanese Squirtle. Squirtle in Japan markets for $36. This is $20 above market. But you know what? You know why this person has it listed in the English market? Because the market price for English is at $59. So you're undercutting a lot of the English market with a Japanese copy. But people will see that and be like, oh, the Japanese is cheaper, maybe I'll buy it. Without knowing that they can go over here and find it for much cheaper, $36. Or you could go on eBay and find it for even cheaper than that. I don't recommend TCGPlayer's Japanese market because there's not a lot of sellers on here. You see how quickly the price climbs. If you go over to eBay, you'll find it for much cheaper. Let's look at the Mitsuhiro Rita Squirtle. This card's probably like less than $10 on TCGPlayer for the Japanese copy, and it's probably, I think the last I seen, you could get these for like $5 on eBay. $13.95 for 5 copies. Listed under the English Scarlet and Violet 151. If you go over to the Japanese one, he has his 5 copies listed for the same price over there, but he is above market by about $4, $4.50. But he is massively under market over here. So people are going to see this, be like, hey man, I really want this Squirtle, but English, $42 market price, a little bit high for me. Oh, there's a Japanese copy, $14. But if somebody was over here and they seen a Japanese copy for that same price, they'll be like, oh wow, that's over market because people are not selling it for that much. So are you guys catching a trend with this person on how they're manipulating the market? The same with their Japanese SAR Pikachu. While they're not overpricing it by a lot, they are still overpricing it. They got an English and a light plate copy. English market shows $4.49, so Japanese is definitely undercutting. But if you compare this to the Japanese market of $2.50, with the most recent sale being at $2.27, this person is easily manipulating the market to try to get $50, $60, $70 more by listing under the English listing and looking like a good deal, when realistically, if you go to the Japanese listing of the card, this is not a good deal. And I think it's scummy that this person, TCGPlayer, hasn't banned their account or taken action by allowing them to list Japanese singles under the English listing when they have a section for Japanese cards. So if anybody from TCGPlayer is watching this video, y'all need to take action. If you see this video and you want to let TCGPlayer know, share it and post it online. Let TCGPlayer know this is a problem. Sellers should not be allowed to list Japanese singles under the Japanese listings or under the English listings when there's Japanese listings on the site now. I could understand maybe Korean or Chinese, but this should not be the case, especially when this person's posting on both anyways. You see they have the card listed on both and they've had that for everyone. Same with Latias EX. Latias EX, 250 is the market price. 215 for a Japanese copy. But if we look at the Japanese market on a Latias, 108. They are literally 200% Japanese market and trying to use the English market to move this card. The same thing with Gold Giratina. They have Gold Giratina listed quite a bit above Japanese market, $95. And you see again, they have their cross post. They have a near mint copy cross posted. And then they also have their Greninja V, or Greninja EX. They have their Greninja EX listed for about $200 for a light play, $220 for a near mint. They have them cross posted on the Japanese market, but the market price for Japanese Greninja is only $122. That means their light play copy is $80 more, which is about 67% more in terms of price than market. And to me, it's crazy that TCGPlayer hasn't taken action to this guy's account, because what this guy is doing is essentially he's cross-posting. He is putting them on the Japanese listings for most cards, but he is listing them under the English listing as well and using the market price of the English cards to get people to overpay for a Japanese card. So personally, I think TCGPlayer has this problem with certain sellers. And I reported this guy's listings before, and I have yet to see TCGPlayer take his English listings down when they're clearly violating the policy and they're clearly manipulating the market in his favor. Not in the sense of like he's changing the whole market, but in the sense of he's putting these Japanese cards under English listings, putting them well above what they're actually worth to try to deceive people into buying them because they think they're getting a good deal for a different language, when realistically they're not. Every single card this person has is well above market. And I know that there's been sellers in the past that's been dragged on social media. Some sellers such as Solo YGO, for example, has been dragged for listing well above market. And I think this is one of the instances where a seller should be dragged across social media and brought to TCGPlayer's attention. All of their English listings, everything they have for an English card listed on here, including this, is a Japanese variant of the card. And it needs to be taken down, and the person needs to list all their cards under the Japanese set, which we see them do for certain hotter cards, like their Charmanders, for example, their Charmeleon. Those cards are listed under Japanese card, but they have a ton of these cards that are not listed where they're supposed to be, and that's a problem. Especially considering that if you go to Pokemon, you got every Japanese set. You got all Japanese. If you go shop all Japanese and leave this person's store, you will see everything on here. Going back, way back, there's no reason why this person can't list all their cards in the proper market. So, guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you think of this. Do you think this is a problem on TCGPlayer, or maybe I'm just blowing up an issue that's not that big of an issue? Considering that this person has 10,000 plus feedback, and considering this person has gotten a lot of business, I think it is 100% a big problem with the TCG. But I would love to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. And as always, remember to keep it classy and stay awesome.